An eagle perches alone on a rocky peak, feathers ruffled by the wind. Rumor has it that this bird knows its time is up. Some say eagles fly toward the sun to burn away their old bodies. Others whisper that they tear off their own beaks, rip out their talons, and pluck every feather before death. Stories of secret rituals echo through campfire conversations and motivational speeches. But as the sun sinks and the eagle launches into the valley, there's no drama, no sacrifice, just a predator looking for dinner. So where did these tales come from, and what really happens when an eagle dies? Hold that question. Myths of rebirth and ritual. For years, a viral story has circulated online claiming that when an eagle reaches 40 or 30 years old, it faces a choice: die or endure a painful transformation. According to the tale, the bird flies to a mountaintop, smashes its beak against rock, tears out its talons, and plucks every feather before death. People share this as a metaphor for personal renewal. The trouble is, it isn't true. Wildlife biologists and raptor centers have repeatedly debunked it. An eagle's beak and talons are bone covered in keratin. If a bird destroyed them, it would starve long before anything regrew. All birds, including eagles, molt feathers gradually. They never pluck all their plumage at once. So, if there's no midlife rebirth, what about death rituals? That answer requires looking at how eagles actually live and die. The hard numbers, life expectancy, and causes of death. In the wild, bald eagles live around 15 to 25 years. Golden eagles reach similar ages. Some individuals in captivity survive into their 30s or 40s with veterinary care. There's no evidence that any eagle extends its life by performing a ritual. Instead, eagles succumb to very earthly hazards. A study of necropsy data in Michigan found that vehicle collisions and lead poisoning were the main causes of death for bald eagles. As their population grows and they feed more on roadkill, eagles are struck by cars and trucks, especially in fall when deer are active and waterways freeze. Trauma, not mystical aging, is the biggest killer. Lead is another invisible enemy. A groundbreaking 8-year study published in Science showed nearly 50% of bald and golden eagles sampled across the United States had signs of repeated lead exposure. The study estimated that poisoning at these levels slows population growth of bald eagles by 3.8% per year and golden eagles by 0.8%. Where does the lead come from? Ammunition. When hunters shoot deer and leave gut piles or carcasses, eagles scavenge the remains and ingest tiny fragments. The American Eagle Foundation explains that a lead fragment the size of a grain of rice is lethal to a mature bald eagle. A single 150-grain lead bullet can poison 10 eagles. The metal accumulates in their bodies over time, causing brain swelling, muscle weakness, seizures, and organ failure. Even small exposures can make eagles appear disoriented or drunk. That's not a ritual, it's a preventable poisoning.
Other modern threats: collisions, electrocution, and rodenticide. As landscapes change, eagles increasingly use non-aquatic habitats and roadsides for foodwildlife.org. That shift brings new dangers. Necropsy records show that many eagles die from collisions with cars, trains, and power lines. Others are electrocuted when they land on uninsulated power poles. Some ingest poison indirectly by eating rats or squirrels that have consumed rodenticides. In Florida, a female bald eagle nicknamed Celeste died after eating a poisoned rodent near Palm Harbor. Volunteers noticed her drinking excessively, a sign of poisoning, and rushed to help, but she died on the way to rehabilitation. Her death doomed her eggs, and her longtime mate sat alone on the nest calling for her. Observers said it looked like grief. Whether or not eagles experience emotions the way humans do, the loss was real. But there was no ritual, just the slow impact of human toxins on wild birds. The slow decline, natural aging and predation. Not all eagle deaths are dramatic. Older eagles may simply wear out. Hunting becomes harder as their eyesight dims and talons dull. Some starve. Others succumb to disease, parasites, or harsh weather. In the 1990s and early 2000s, many bald eagles in the southeastern United States died from avian vacuolar myelinopathy, a neurological disease caused by a toxin produced by algae on invasive water plants. Golden eagles in the western states sometimes die when strong winds slam them into cliff faces while they hunt. Juvenile eagles, particularly in their first year, face high mortality because they're inexperienced hunters and must learn to avoid predators, power lines, and cars. Yet nowhere in scientific literature is there evidence that eagles perform a special act when death approaches. They don't seek a specific peak, and they don't deliberately destroy their beaks or talons. The power of myth and the reality of resilience. Why do these myths persist? Because they are compelling. A story about an eagle renewing itself or staging a dramatic death carries symbolic weight. It teaches that suffering can lead to transformation or that acceptance of fate is noble. But when you look at the data, you see something more urgent. Human actions are the biggest threat to eagles. Lead fragments from bullets remain in carcasses. Rodenticides accumulate up the food chain. Cars strike birds scavenging roadkill. Power lines electrocute unsuspecting raptors. Each of these hazards can be mitigated by switching to non-lead ammunition, removing carcasses from roadways, insulating power poles, and reducing rodenticide use. Those choices don't make for romantic stories, but they save real birds. The myths also distract from the genuine drama of an eagle's life. Courtship flights, where partners lock talons and tumble toward Earth before releasing at the last moment, look like death spirals. Territorial battles can be fierce, but they end with both birds flying away. Eagles mate for life, so the death of one partner leaves the survivor calling and waiting. Eventually, the remaining bird finds a new mate and rebuilds because survival, not ritual, is what drives these raptors. That resilience is far more inspiring than any fabricated rite. Letting go of fantasy, embracing reality. As evening falls, the eagle that launched our journey returns to its nest. Its beak is intact, its talons sharp. It hasn't performed a ceremony. It has spent the day fishing and avoiding dangers humans have placed in its path. When eagles die, they succumb to injuries, poisoning, starvation, or disease. They don't fly toward the sun or tear themselves apart. The real ritual we should pay attention to is our responsibility toward them. By choosing non-lead ammunition, properly disposing of carcasses, insulating power lines, and reducing rodenticide use, we can lower the human-made hazards that kill eagles. And by letting go of myths, we can appreciate the true drama of an eagle's life. A story of hard-won survival against natural challenges and the unintended consequences of our own actions.